we have encountered a problem. And they were just like, no, I'm not talking to you. They're exactly the same. Could you see this little like red mark on my nose? I was moving some stuff in my background trying to get stuff out of a box. I pushed the photo frame sort of out of the way, leaned it against my desk, and it fell and smacked me in my nose. So I've now got a nice little dent here. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you some more dupes. Some of these are actually testing dupes for the first time, and some of them are dupes that I actually have tested before, and I know that they work and they're great. And if you want to save a bit of money, I recommend you keep watching. I wasn't actually planning to do another one of these videos so soon. However, over the weekend, I received a product in PR, and as I opened it, I was like, oh my god, this has got to be a dupe. It's a Charlotte Tilbury highlighter dupe, just a little spoiler. And I wanted to upload this before that product sells out because it's like a limited edition product. So stay tuned for that. I think we should just get into it. Let me know any other products that you guys want to see me try and dupe, and I would definitely do that. Keep your suggestions coming, and let's just get started. The first dupe that I've got is actually for one of my favorite primers, and I was like rummaging through my makeup collection because I've got like, it's no word of a lie, I've got a lot of makeup. And I was thinking, come on, I must have a dupe in here for one of my favourite primers, which is the KVD Lock-It Primer. This is the Hydrating Primer Base, and I think this is around 30 quid. It's £26, so it's quite a pricey one. And I was just testing some products on the back of my hand, squeezed out a little bit of this, which is the Sleek Hydrating Primer, and realised that the texture of these feels so similar. So let's put the KVD primer on this side. So as you can see, the texture of this, it's like a white jelly. It's not thick, but it's also not super runny. I guess it's like a gel sort of texture. So if I just blend this out, it's such a classic as well. I think a lot of people like this primer, and I am one of them. I just feel like it leaves my skin feeling really nice and really smooth, and foundation goes on really nice over the top of it. When it sort of like sinks in, it feels a tiny little bit tacky. And then on the other side, I'm going with my Sleek Hydrating Primer. You will see the texture of these. Does that not just look really similar? Again, it's like a white gel consistency. The KVD one definitely smells nicer. This one smells a little bit like paint, but you know what? It's a lot cheaper, so I can deal. This is £7.99. So let's just blend it in. I probably should have brought a mirror. Yeah, like blending them in. The textures of them feel so similar. So I guess we'll see how they perform throughout the day. I will leave all of the updates about how the products last and everything in the description box as the evening sort of goes on. And you know what? I think I'm actually going to start doing like check-ins with my makeup on my Instagram stories and then save it as a highlight on my Instagram. So I would definitely try and remember to do that later this evening. Long story short, I was supposed to be starting filming this video in the morning. Today hasn't quite gone as planned. I had a few things that I needed to sort out, and so I still wanted to really upload this video because of the dupes that I've got coming up, so I'm sorry that I'm not like filming the check-ins in this video. Let me just turn the brightness down a little bit. So I'm actually going to use the KVD, what is this called? I always forget. Oh, True Portrait Foundation. I've got Light 012, not 100% sure if this is going to match me at the moment. It is really stormy outside, sorry if you can hear the rain on the window. Oh, this foundation is so nice. Actually, I think this colour is pretty good for me today. Pretty much most of my tan is worn off. Next up, I have a very confusing dupe because they literally named it the same name. We have the Glossier Stretch Concealer, and we have the Collection Lasting Perfection Stretch Concealer. It also says and eyeshadow primer, which is interesting. In the Glossier one, I've got the shade G9, and in the Collection one, I've got 6 Cashew. I'm not sure if this is gonna be like the correct match, but in Superdrug, like they didn't have any testers, so I just sort of had to guess. Oh, you know what? The colours actually look pretty similar. Glossier Concealer is £15, and the Collection one, I think was like £4, £3.99 to be precise. A little update on this Glossier concealer, by the way. I actually really like it. Sometimes these concealers in a pot can feel really thick and sort of gross and heavy, but this one actually feels pretty lightweight, and I really like how buildable it is. It's just so easy to put on. It literally just melts into your skin. It is quite an oily concealer though, so it definitely has a sort of like dewiness to it. So we'll see how the Collection one compares. Try and put this down half my nose, and then let's cover this spot. And then the we have encountered a problem. The Collection one is so far down in the pot that I can't even reach like my finger in there because of my nails. Okay, we're gonna have to compromise. Let me just take a brush. Oh my god, that doesn't feel how I thought it was gonna feel. So I've just scooped some. I've scooped some onto my finger using a brush. Oh my goodness. What? Okay, for starters, The collection one is definitely more full coverage and it's definitely a little bit more matte. It's not as thin and oily feeling as the Glossier one. I was not expecting that coverage. It says that you can also use as an eye primer, I guess, because it is a little bit of a thicker concealer and it seems to be pretty matte. Okay, yeah, it definitely feels thicker and it definitely looks thicker, but on the upside, it's definitely got more coverage. So if you like a little bit more coverage, maybe this would be a better option for you. Covered my little nose dent. The shade is a little bit lighter as well, this cashmere colour. Okay, with those ones, there's definitely noticeable differences. I'm not so sure how well you can even tell on camera, but the Glossier one is definitely more of like a glowy concealer, whereas this one is a little bit more on the matte side. So, to be honest, I would say they're not really a dupe of each other because they're very different in terms of consistency, but they both are applied in the same way. They both come in a pot. They're both called the Stretch Concealer. One of them's $3.99, and maybe a lot of people might even prefer a fuller coverage concealer. But I wouldn't say it's a dupe of the Glossier. I'm just going to set my eyes, like my eye area, and I'm using the I Heart Revolution Peach Powder. Oh god, I just put way too much powder on. Ugh. And I'm going to have to do the same on the other side, otherwise this won't be a fair test. I'm just quickly going to do a bit of cream contour. This is the Cash Beauty Contour Stick in Shady Beach. I'm still trying to get my hands on the Charlotte Tilbury Contour and Blush Sticks. They are out of stock everywhere. I even went into store and was like, hey, I've come to get the Charlotte Tilbury cream contour and blush, and they were like, you're gonna hate me, it's out of stock everywhere. I just strolled in and was like, yeah, so can I buy this and this? And they were just like, no. Also, I do just want to say, stay tuned for Wednesday's video because me and James have got a little project that we've been working on that we're going to be talking to you about on Wednesday. So stick around for that. For cream blush, these are a pretty good dupe for each other. So I've got the Nude Sticks Nudies Matte all over face blush colour, and this is the shade Body Language. And then the dupe for it that I've got is the Morphe 2 Perk Up Cheek and Lip colour in Rosy Wishes. The only difference between these, well, I mean, obviously they're different products entirely, but the main difference I would say between these is that this one is a little bit more matte, this one is a little bit more glowy, but the actual colours that they give are very similar. The Nude Sticks products are expensive. I do actually really like them. They're £28 for the stick, which is a lot of money. The Morphe one is £12, so I would just show you what I mean. Doing the Nude Sticks one on this side, obviously. Paint a little bit onto my cheek. And then the Morphe side, Morphe stick looks like this. So this is the Morphe, this is the Nude Sticks. The colours are pretty similar. So I'm gonna blend out this one first. Honestly, I never thought in my life I would end up liking cream products. I think what my problem was, I wasn't applying them correctly and I was also using shitty cream products. And I'll blend out the Morphe one. Let me turn you down again. Can you even tell a difference on my cheeks? I was swatching everything like I said and I thought the colours looked so similar. I'm actually just going to layer a little bit more because I am a bit of a blush whore. The Nude Sticks one definitely applies a bit easier over the top of foundation, like just painting it on like that. Do you sort of see what I mean? I do slightly prefer the formula of this. I feel like it just, it sits a little bit better on top of your makeup. But that being said, the Morphe one does a really nice job as well. And then combination of the two, I'm just going to put down my nose. So I'm just quickly going to set like around my nose, like in my smile lines and like, you know, a little bit through my T-zone. I think I've done some really weird placement with that blush. Like I brought it down too far, but this is the main event, my friends. So we have the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Beauty Light Wand Easy Highlighter in the shade Spotlight. I did actually end up ordering this from Harrods because it was the only place that had this in stock, and I actually ordered this after I got the dupe because I've got one of the Charlotte Tilbury ones, but I had the shade Goldgasm, which is a bit of a darker gold, whereas Spotlight is the original like bright sort of champagne-y colour. The packaging, okay, it's got a little sponge on the end. This, I ended up paying over £30 for it with the postage. I think it was like £28. It's got this little like open and close bit on the squeezy tube so that you can like, you know, squeeze the product out. And then the applicator just looks like this. It's like a little sponge. So in PR over the weekend, I was sent the Kiko Dolce Diva collection, and this was called the Glam Cushion Highlighter. They do this in 3 shades. On their website it was currently like £9 on sale, but it said that there was like minimal stock remaining, and the other 3 shades look like they could potentially be a dupe for the other Charlotte Tilbury shades that she's got. And oh my god, this collection in general looks beautiful, and I will definitely have to test some of the other products. But I opened this and got really excited, opened the lid and got so much more excited because the packaging, it's also got this little like twisty bit to get the product out. The sponge looks the same. And if I just swatch this next to the Charlotte Tilbury one, I will be honest, the shades are not exactly the same. The Kiko one is definitely more of a pale gold. The Charlotte Tilbury one is more of a pale pinky champagne colour. But in terms of the formula, they do feel really similar. Charlotte Tilbury is going to go first, and I'm just going to do a little line of that on my cheek. Use my finger to just blend this out. Let's put a little bit of this on my brow bone as well. I mean, it is really gorgeous. It's that beautiful, like, just wet looking, I think they call it like a candlelit glow, which I kind of agree with. Like, oh, that is stunning. When I've used my Charlotte Tilbury ones in the past, I think I have actually applied it over the top of my powder and it's worked pretty well, but this is just over the top of my unset cheek, and I have to say that looks stunning. So that's the Charlotte Tilbury side. Kiko, don't let me down. So let's do a line of that on this side. Fit on the brow bone. Well, to be honest, I think one of the joys of applying the Charlotte Tilbury product is that it feels so nice just putting this little cushion on your cheek, and it's really easy to apply because you can just sort of like pinpoint where you want it to go. They feel the same to apply. I would say that they actually do look a bit different. I mean, this Kiko one is stunning, but you can tell the colour difference. Charlotte Tilbury one is, I would say it's actually a little bit more reflective and looks more of like a sheer sort of dewiness, glowiness. The Kiko one is a little bit more, I don't know, I would say it's not quite as metallic, but both sides look gorgeous, but you can definitely tell that there is a slight colour difference. This one is a little bit more pinky and this one is a little bit more golden, but I have to say they both look really smooth and really beautiful on the skin. The Charlotte Tilbury one is just that little bit more like, What do you guys think? I'd love to know your opinions because I think they both look gorgeous. I'm just going to put the Kiko one down my nose because I want to. I think I do just need to like blend out my contour a bit though because it looks a bit crazy. Let's just see what happens if I put a little bit of powder over the top of these. You can still see the glow, but it's just like a little bit less. And same with Charlotte Tilbury, you can still see the glow, but it's just like a little bit dulled down. I'm pretty impressed, and I would say that is a very close dupe. I'm just going to do my brows because I don't have a brow dupe, and then I'll be right back. For my eyebrows, I use the NYX The Brow Glue, and then I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Pen. I do actually have a dupe for this in one of my previous dupes videos, so if you want to see what that is, go check it out. 2 more dupes. The first one is a mascara dupe. So this is the Lancome Idole Lash Mascara. The original price for this is £23.50, and the dupe that I have for this is the NYX On The Rise Volume Lift Mascara. So let me just check. This is £10, so it's less than half the price, and I actually saw somebody talk about this on Instagram as it being a very similar dupe. The one thing that I will say though is with previous Lancome mascaras that I've tried, I find that especially with like the Monsieur Big mascara, I loved that mascara, but I found it transferred. And you know what's really strange? I find loads of my high-end mascaras actually transfer, and not a lot of my drugstore ones do. I don't know what that is about. I now can't find the post, but I'm sure it was an account called Dupe Boss that was saying that these are very similar in terms of the formula. They said that the brushes are different, which they are, I'll show you in a sec, but they said that the performance of the mascara works in a very similar way. I really like the packaging of this Lancome one. It looks very bougie, and the brush is actually curved. It reminds me a lot of the Maybelline Lash Sensational type brush. It's just like a curved plastic brush. Let's apply this on this eye first. Oh wow, my eyelids are really... I'm not talking to you. My eyelids are already really creased. Wiggling at the root and then pulling up. Wow, that's made my lashes look really nice. I'm gonna go in with a second coat. That is a really nice mascara. I really hope that doesn't like smudge or flake throughout the day. So the NYX one is also a plastic brush, but it's more of this like concave sort of shape. It's definitely a very different brush to the Lancome one, but supposedly the formulas are very similar, so let's give it a go. Again, I'm just wiggling at the root and then, ooh, pulling up through my lashes. They both feel like quite, what's the word? I guess like middle ground. They're not super liquidy mascaras, but they also don't feel super dry. They feel quite thick, which I quite like in a mascara because I feel like they're less messy, and also they tend to hold curls a little bit better in your eyelashes. I do just want to say, for some reason, this eye, my lashes don't tend to curl up as much as this eye naturally anyway. But so far, I would say the Lancome one is giving me a bit more volume. The NYX one isn't quite giving me the same effect. But let me go in with another coat and really like wiggle. It is starting to clump a little bit. Oh, I just got some on my nose. The one time that I actually want the sun to go away. Okay, now that I've built up the NYX one, I would say it's got pretty decent volume actually. I now feel like I need to build up the Lancome side even more. They both do clump a little bit, like the more layers that you sort of add on. What do you guys think? Can you tell that I've got two different mascaras on? I think the Lancome one looks a bit nicer. The NYX one has gone a little bit more clumpy, I think. Let's try the bottom lashes. Okay, so yeah, I do think the NYX one looks a little bit more clumpy. They both have made my eyelashes look pretty great though. And I will let you guys know how both of these hold up throughout the day, whether or not this one transfers or this one transfers. Like if either of them do, I will put it in the description box. Oh, finally the sun has gone in a little bit. So finally, the lipstick dupe that I've got, I'm really, really excited by this one. So we have got the Urban Decay lipstick in the shade Stark Naked. These are £18 new. And then for the dupe, we've got the Colourpop lipstick in the shade Appy, and this is $5.60. I think it's actually currently on sale. I think its full price is $7. Oh, $8. Okay, $8. This is the Urban Decay one, which I do really like. It's a really nice lipstick and I like the formula. This is Stark Naked by Urban Decay. I think it's a comfort matte. And then Appy by Colourpop looks like this. It has little stars printed in it, which is so sweet. Looks like this. They are so similar. Let me just show you. So I'm literally gonna do like half and half. Urban Decay on this side. Probably should have got that gross foundation off my lips, but whatever. And then Appy on the other side. They're exactly the same. Not even just the colour. The formula feels exactly the same. I'm sorry, but how good is that dupe on my lips? That looks exactly the same. I'm quite proud of this discovery. Hey guys, so it's actually 4 hours later now, and I just wanted to do a little update. I will continue to update you in the description box throughout the day and probably on my Instagram stories, but the only changes that I've noticed so far are that, well, both of my eyelids have creased massively, and other than that, I would say everything is looking pretty similar on both sides of my face. This is the drugstore side, this is the high-end side. Everything is sort of looking as it was when I stopped filming. Oh, and the lipstick came off. But neither of the mascaras have smudged yet, which is great. If you're asking me, I think this video has been pretty successful in terms of dupes, and we will see which ones really come out on top. But so far, like, I am so impressed with these dupes. You cannot tell at all that anything on my face is different on either side, really. Let me know what other products you want me to try and find dupes for. And I'm just going to answer a question of the day, as I usually do. Oh god, we've got another food related question, guys. Today's question comes from Rachel Hinge, and she said, I love this palette, definitely going to check out the other ones too. Question of the day, what's your go-to order from Domino's and or your favourite takeaway? I should not be answering these food questions just before I'm about to have dinner, and I'm here by myself, and James isn't here because I'm very tempted to order a takeaway. Go-to Domino's order, this is going to cause a lot of controversy. Ham and pineapple pizza, regular crust, garlic and herb dip. Have to get the Domino's chicken strippers. I don't know why they call them chicken strippers instead of just chicken strips, but the Domino's chicken strippers I absolutely love. And the Domino's warm choc chip cookies. Oh dear god. There we go, that's my order. Sometimes I will get a pizza where I'll add like chicken, peppers, onions and barbecue sauce, but not the barbecue base, just like a bit of barbecue sauce on the top. That's good. Right, I'm gonna go now. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you found it helpful. Let me know any products you want me to try and find dupes for down below, and I will see you guys in my next video, which is a very exciting one. So I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.